We are not peregrinos. We are Achilles and Atlas, two middle-aged pre-retirees who've given ourselves permission to do our favorite thing, see the world on foot. And this is our tale on the Camino de Santiago del Norte. We flew into the San Sebastian airport, which is actually near the town of Irún, the Spanish beginning of the Del Norte. We arrived in the late evening and spent the night at the Pension Bowling. Our plan for meals was to eat breakfast where we stayed, pack a lunch for the day, and eat at our destination. This plan changed quickly once we figured out the genius of the menu de la dia. Our Camino began with a city walk within Irún and quickly transitioned to the countryside. Within the first hour, we came upon our first experience with the Camino spirit. We talked with an older German man who was walking the Del Norte, while his wife was walking the main Camino Francés, and their intent was to meet each other in Santiago. There are many routes to choose along the Del Norte. At the Sanctuario, we chose the high-level variant. It was steep, but the views are worth it. In general, the Del Norte is a mix of paved secondary roads, some highway walking, city walking, and dirt paths. The yellow Camino waymarks guide you on your trek. We found them on fence posts, guardrails, on the ground, sides of buildings, and many easy to locate places. And if you got off track, locals are very quick to point you in the right direction. There are many rivers to cross on the Del Norte. We chose to use ferries when possible instead of walking upriver to bridges. Drinking water was plentiful. We each carried a single 1-liter bottle and we refilled as we went along. There was no need to bring a filter. Red and white striped waymarks indicate the Grande Randonnée routes in Europe. Many sections of the Del Norte share GR trails. We used Booking.com to reserve a variety of accommodations, pensions, albergues, B&Bs, hostels, and hotels. We generally book 1 to 2 days in advance. For beach towns like San Sebastian, we generally reserve 3 days ahead of time if it was going to be a Friday or Saturday night. We had no issues this time of year, and all of the accommodations worked well for us. Walking this long crescent beach in San Sebastian was a real treat. Being it was a Saturday, we had a lot of local companion sheep. In Oreo, we timed it right for our first Menu del Dia. This primary meal is generally between 1 and 4 p.m. Basically, you have choices for the first plate, different choices for the second plate, bread, water, a bottle of wine for your table, or beer. You also get coffee and dessert, all for a fixed price. It's a great deal, and you definitely feel like a local experiencing this meal. We also announced our ignorance and our status as visitors because we completely misunderstood how to order. We thought you ordered either olive number 1 or olive number 2. The waitress was obviously confused by what we were trying to order, but we eventually figured it out and chalked it up to cultural enrichment. And yes, in the middle of rural Spain, we came upon the GPS lawnmower. If traveling with a partner and during non-peak travel season, the price was comparable to stay in a hotel versus an albergue or hostel. The benefit would be a private shower and less chance of others snoring. On this misty coastal morning, we were prepared for the weather by using ponchos and our pack covers, with rain pants and a rain jacket. We needed them on about 1/4 of the days we were on the Camino del Norte. You are instantly in the community of Camino hikers. You'll often find yourself in conversation with people from all walks of life. The locals you encounter are also a highlight. We walked 5 kilometers with Elizabeth, a 75-year-old librarian from Deba. Every Sunday she walked 10 kilometers to and from church to eat, drink, and sing with her friends. After Deba, we continued uphill to the Albergue Izerbide Otter Pet Show. We actually booked this by messaging through WhatsApp. This app is widely used in Europe for communicating confirmations, check-in procedures, and estimated arrival times. We had a warm reception at Izerbide, which included a tour of the kitchen, a visit with the pigs, and a chance to sit down, relax, and have a beer. We are also going to experience our first Camino meal on the Camino. This albergue had a separate sleeping dorm for women and a separate dorm for men. I will now mention that we arrived here on our anniversary, and we mentioned this to the bartender while we were relaxing ahead of dinner. The young woman at the check-in desk got a big grin on her face and thought it was the sweetest thing that we were celebrating our 34th anniversary. And that is when something special happened. The young woman mentioned to the owner that it was our anniversary, and so we were told to pack our bags and follow her up the hill to a second building that usually opens up during the busy season. We had the whole place to ourselves. No separate beds on our anniversary. We then shared a delicious communal dinner of roasted chicken, potatoes, padron peppers, fresh salad, and red wine. To cap off the incredible stay, the staff and fellow hikers from France, Italy, Germany, South Korea, and the Netherlands toasted us and serenaded us by singing Happy Anniversary.